Aloha guys, this is JohnRemus.com TV broadcasting to you, sharing with you 10 ways, okay? 10 ways that you can enter into a happy state, even if you're thinking that your body or your health or wealth or the functionality of yourself and perhaps your sex organs or all of your ability to create with your mind, it's not where it is where you want to be. You can still be happy. Number one being that a large variety of people are attracted to a large variety of people, and thus there's something for everyone. And so don't get distracted by just specific particular people or thinking that you have to have something in specific in order to achieve something. There are certain areas in which you do, be it in sexual compatibility and in raising a child. You have to, science says you have to have specific, qualities. You have to have a certain amount of financial stability to raise a child, and certain width of hips, for example, for the woman to comfortably have childbirth. And on a side note, I think there should be more research done into C-sections or learning how to make traditional birth easier on the woman. That's but the point being that there's so much that can happen. Be responsible. Don't take on things that you can't afford, like thinking that you can support a spouse when you can't. But realize that there's such a variety, that there's people who will want to support you, or you'll want to support them, or you'll like each other for various reasons. Of course, I have my dream mate theories, right? But that's number one. And this is, by the way, this is about happiness. This is about being able to do something, right? That you want without being psychologically burdened. And number two being that when you view such things as, say, TV, you see certain people, they look a certain way, or even pornography, and you might get this idea that you have to have certain qualities, attributes, in order to feel good. And if you might have to have a fancy car. You might, have to have big breasts or big butt or tight, quote unquote, VV or big pee-pee. And guess what? These are all. Are they really functional? That's my question on number two. And the reality being that, for example, VV and PP, for them to work well, to really satisfy. First of all, there are whole types of ways to pleasure the VV, quote unquote, the vagina, and because of that, there doesn't have to be that much focus on one particular aspect of intimacy. And remember, this is about happiness. This is not about hedonistic satisfaction. In number three, I'm going to say that sexual, all of that has to do with that. It's like a drug. It's not really your soul. It's not in my dream mate theory. It's not you are in pursuit of marriage versus in pursuit of sexual activity. There's a difference. It's a difference between you want somebody's body or you want their soul. And if you actually want happiness, you want to go towards the soul, because guess what? You'll be able to satisfy each other in intimacy and in enjoying each other, closeness, emotional and physical closeness. But but the practical nature of things is that, you know, like how my theory is that average is always better, because things too big or whatnot, they sometimes, it's like for an erection, it's hard to keep it erect. You know, for a woman, obviously, you don't want to have a looser or whatnot vagina, because then it's not going to be, it's not going to promote that sustained, you know, satisfying intercourse, and just the same for you know, breasts is, I personally, I don't find it very, I don't, you know, this is my personal, I don't really think that breasts are functional. I think they just create an ache for the back, you know. It's like you can make milkshakes for kids, you know, and whatnot. Whatever. I'm not I don't even, you know, I'm vegan, but I'm just like, the point being is, you know, it's like some things get in the way of really being able to enjoy life, and so the functionality of things, like having lots of wealth or a fancy car, that can distract you from actually pursuing your purpose in relationships, and so I guess this one is really, don't let, you know, whatever you have in your life, however you describe it, don't let it distract you, and try to imagine things that are functional for you. And number 4 is this thing, this belief that I have that, you know, whatever goes on, how does it matter that much? Because what's more important is the collective, and that what I mean by that is the infinite incarnations that we have. And therefore, it's better to, if you don't like your current body or circumstance, invest in other people, invest in their children and such, so that maybe one day their grandchildren will be you. And you can invest in, maybe you find a particular body type you find attractive. You know, you don't have to have your own kids. Like, transcend the idea of this sort of primitive biological imperative of, oh, I've got to have kids, I've got to have relationships as soon as possible. By the way, there's a big difference between, you know, you don't need money to have a relationship to your dream mate. Dream mate, you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about them leaving you for not having enough money or losing your health. You know, that's what marriage vows are all about. And guess what? Number 5 is about that. It's about the realization that it's really physical and verbal intimacy that is marriage. That's the what bonds people. It's what, not some type of marriage ceremony where there's only maybe, and by the way, I don't even like public displays of affection. I think they reduce the sacredness of things, and they make people perhaps envious, and really there's no such thing as envy. All it is discomfort. Number 6 is that when people say things like, oh, I like big breasts or big pee-pee or anything all along those lines, what that really indicates is several things. One, the person is trying to, they probably don't like women or don't like men, because you know, these are all things to do with competition, and they're not really warm things to say. You know, they're indicative of the person's emotional state. They're probably upset at something. They're probably, or maybe in their subconscious, and that can be worked out. I have theories on that too. I have a website. It's called thenewrelationships.com. Worth considering there. The point being that, you know, you want to transcend all of this. You want to realize that, you know, you don't need all of these fancy. You don't need anything in order to be happy except the awareness of that you're an incarnation, and that you want to give to others. Like, for example, even if, say, let's say I was somehow, my sex organs didn't work, or my body didn't work properly, would I feel bad about life? No, I would simply work and improve the world so that my future incarnations and other people can have a better quality of life. And this is transcendental. This is true happiness. This is, in fact, happy really isn't even the word. The term is joy. Joy is something that's happiness is, oh, I get excited, something happened. Joy is, you feel this steady tranquility of pleasantness of life. It's not as strong as an emotion as happiness, but it's that you're content. You have this knowingness of you're doing something important, and you're adding to the picture. And what else is there? The topic of this video being, maybe I should make it joy instead of happiness. The joy, how to be joyful even if you have unfavorable circumstances or something you don't like. Another question to ask, number 7, is who doesn't like it? This is something that the psychology, the ego will play. You'll go into a room and hope somebody's attracted to you, or wish they're attracted to you, whatever it is. That's not part of the reality of joy. Joy does not hope. Joy does not wish. Joy knows. Joy knows that it wants to respect oneself and others. You don't want to seduce somebody. You don't want somebody to like you if they don't like you. You don't want to fake attraction. You want things to be mutual. And who are you trying to impress? Are you trying to impress all these random people, or are you only trying to impress your dream mate? Because sometimes the only way to really have life work is if you're actually going like, I know I can, with my dream mate, I know I can. This person is somebody by definition that is going to be attracted to me. And by the way, why would you want to be with somebody unless they were physically and, of course, also otherwise attracted to you? They like your soul. They like who you really are. They want to do specific. What I mean by is they want to pursue specific dreams and lifestyle that's how you create love. Love is a feeling. Love is created when people do activities they mutually enjoy. And what else is there? Maybe a few numbers. Well, I think 7 is enough there. I've mentioned these ideas. They have surrounding the concept of, how do you feel good if you don't have what you want? Well, just another thing is you look around. You use what I call the "it's all me" theory, and where you can look at someone, practice looking at other people and wanting good for them, wanting them to have a dream mate, wanting them to be at peace. Sometimes you can't do this when you're immediately around people because it's dangerous. You might have to look out for your safety. You might want to think defensively. But when you're by yourself, you want to be able to condition your mind and your thoughts to attract what you want and create what you want. And it's very doable. Very doable. You just have to imagine good. Imagine what you want. Use the mind as a tool, right? And I feel like I'm going to conclude there. And thanks for considering. Let's keep the joy a reality, and remember that it's who we are. We are all that is. And let's stay connected by maintaining our awareness of that, the knowingness of unity, and that'll help you to go beyond anything, fears, any worry of death. It's like, leaving another body. It's time for another body. Let's take a break. Let's go into another body. Say you're looking forward to it. Sometimes it's just about the how you condition the mind to think about things. Think about, oh, death, great, I'm going into another body. Time to play a new game. Thanks for considering, and aloha.